So, hello guys, today we'll be talking about the French Revolution. So, basically, there are four things which have shaped the world history. The first one is the Industrial Revolution, the second one is the American Revolution, the third one is the French Revolution, and the last one is the Russian Revolution. So, these four things have altogether contributed in changing the modern world history of the present time. Like all these four events have a great impact on the history of the world and definitely is having impact now also. Because if we talk about, I'm telling all this because I I want to make you understand why the French Revolution is an important topic. So if we talk about the G7 countries, so the G7 countries include, and in the current affairs also we have been learning about the G7 countries who have been reducing the 15% taxes, you might be knowing. So G7 countries, G means group and 7 means a group of 7 countries. So the group of 7 countries include America, Canada, Russia, not Russia, France, Japan. I'm not telling this in order. I'm not telling this in order. I can repeat. First is America, Canada, France, Japan. Then you have Italy. Then Germany. And the last one is UK. So the present in the 2021 the G7 summit having taken place in UK. So if we see the countries America, Canada, France, Japan, Italy, Germany, UK. So all these countries are the rich countries. They are developed countries. So definitely the impact of industrialization, the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution. Russia is not included in the G7, but it is a developed country. So we see Russia, France, America, and the Industrial Revolution. All these three things have contributed in making these 7 countries the developed countries. So it is important for us to know how these countries become developed, how the democracy was introduced in France, how the monarchy was abolished from France. So all these things we need to understand. So in the chapter French Revolution, we'll be studying about all these things, that what were the basic problems faced by the normal people, how the society was divided in different groups, which group was having benefits, how the king abolished the monarchy, how the constitution was made, because some part of our constitution also have been adopted from the French Revolution, like the idea the power is divided between the legislative, the executive and the judiciary. So these three things on which our constitution also work have been adopted from the French Revolution. So that is why this topic is important. So let us start this topic. So, first point is in the year 1774. In the year 1774, the king of France was the Louis 16. Like we say Chandragupta Maurya 1, 2, 3, 16. So, Louis was, his forefather's name, and 16th was his 16th generation, like the 16th king of France. So, Louis 16. So he became king in 1774. See, I will be writing things in short. Whatever I am telling, you should listen it properly. So in 1774, Louis XVI became the king, and he married an Austrian. I think it is not important to know, but for all those who are in class 9, for you it is important. So he married an Austrian girl named Marie Antoinette. So he married an Austrian girl named Marie Antoinette. So first of all, it is very important for us to know about the map of France, like which countries are the bordering France, because map is something, by map only we can tell okay which by which country the France may have war like situations. So this is, I may not be able to draw the proper map, but I may able to give you an idea. So this is France, and France neighbor, this part is surrounded by the Belgium. This part is surrounded by the Germany. See, Germans. This part is surrounded by the Spain, and the southern part, or we can say that this is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. Southeast part has been surrounded by the Italy. So we all see France is surrounded by Belgium, Germany, Italy, and Spain. So definitely we are not knowing that by which country France may have war like situation, but now it is not having. But we talk about earlier, this will come in later. I will tell you that which country is causing problem to France. So we have seen the neighboring countries of the France. So let us come back to the topic. In 1774, Louis XVI headed the crown and married a Austrian girl, Marie Antoinette. So at this time, when he headed his empire, when he became the king, so there are different situations, like war was fought by the French army to make the American colonies free. So 13 American colonies, 13 American colonies, 13 American colonies were made free in Louis XVI era time, like in Louis XVI time. So definitely, if we made 13 American colonies free, so this means he have fought a war. So for war, he need the soldiers, he need money, he need other equipments. So in his time, the treasury was empty. His treasury. So when he became the king, he first of all faced the empty treasury. The treasury was empty, and the war have drained the financial income. Like as I have said, 13 American colonies were made free. So the war which was fought against making them free, so that war have made a financial impact on France, and this financial impact only later changed into a French Revolution. We will see how. So treasury was empty, financial instability was there, So we see, due to war, financial stability was there, the treasury was empty, and to overcome that financial instability, they have taken a loan. So that loan costed more than 2 billion livres. 2 billion livres. Now livres, we see livres is the currency of France at that time. It was the currency. Like our currency is rupee. So at the earlier time, the France currency was livres. Livres. So I have given you an introduction about the king regime in 1774. The King Louis XVI headed the empire. Under his regime, he made 13 American colonies free, and for the 13 American colonies, he fought a war, and the war which he fought made an impact on his financial instability. Treasury was empty, and a loan of 2 billion livres was on France. So now let us see what was the structure of the society, because structure of the society will make you understand how France will go to repay his 2 billion livre loan. So the structure of the society was, at the topmost were the clergy. Clergy were called, so like different groups were called a state in France. What they were called? A state. And the first group, like the clergy were the priest. So The first estate were clergy were the priest. Priest means those who offer prayer in the churches. So priests were called the first estate. The nobles were called the second estate. Nobles were like an uplifted businessman, we can say. Nobles were like the uplifted businessmen. So they were the second estate. Now the third estate was divided in different parts. Third estate was divided into basically, I would say, two parts. So third estate, the third estate, so superior among the third estate were the lawyers. So third estate, so these are the superior group, and these are the inferior group. Means they are the dominating in the third estate, and they are inferior or the not dominating ones. So lawyers, your bureaucrats, your traders, etc. Like all those who are educated were the member of the superior part of the third estate, and the other, like the peasants, the artisans. So all these, those who are not educated, are the inferior part of the, on all the people who are not educated, or the inferior part. So because the third estate also divided into two parts. So basically, three estate were there in structure of the society. So this, now important thing is to note here is the clergy and the nobles. The clergy and the nobles were, these were, so the clergy and the nobles were exempted from giving the tax. So these clergy and the nobles were exempted from giving the taxes. Means they do not have to give any tax. So the third estate was the only one who have to give the tax. And one more thing was there in the third estate, like a church was there. It is not an incident I'm telling, I'm giving you an example. Like a church is there. So in church, the third estate peasants, they have to give a tax called, tithes. Tithes is a tax given by the third estate peasant to the church. So here we end the structure of the society of the state. So the next part of the video will be uploaded the next day. So thank you for watching till now.